Hello again, everyone. We are back. In the last episode, we confronted the enforcers in Gransell Castle. Colonel, no longer Colonel Richard, came to save us, which was shocking. And then in this one, we are heading to Haken Gate to confront the Imperial forces that are amassing at our borders. So we'll see what happens with that. That ought to be fun. I recognize those tanks. Oh, hey! I know him. Explain yourself, General Vander. Why is a division of the Imperial Army on our literal doorstep? Does the Empire truly forget the pacts it signs so quickly? General Morgan, I'm the one who would like an explanation. What are you? For the past 24 hours or more, ordnance all across the southern marches of His Majesty's domain have ceased function. And at the exact same time, it seems a massive, heretofore unknown structure appeared above your Valeria Lake. Now I ask you, Morgan, what is going on? God, I wish we knew. It is just as you say. We are as confused as anyone else about the situation. So it would seem. But your situation is, as I said, affecting a large swath of Imperial territory. Given that, you know full well why I'm here, General. Here to try and raise the stallion above us while we're weak, then? We intend nothing of the sort. We are given the understanding that a criminal organization of some sort has been taking advantage of this situation. All we wish is to see if we can be of aid to the allies whom we have signed a non-aggression pact with. Those are the orders I received from the Imperial government. Nonsense! What are those tanks doing here, then? I've never heard of a tank that runs on steam and combustion until now. How is it that you suddenly have these tanks which conveniently require no orbital power? That is a military secret. I would think you would welcome us, though, Morgan. These vehicles are perfectly suited for helping you keep the peace. In the world, that is, while this crisis runs its course. You understand my meaning, yes? We deeply appreciate your thoughtfulness. What? Ooh, she's got a new outfit. Impossible. Your Highness, what are you? I like it. Morgan, well done. Please, leave the rest of this to me. But Your Highness... And what are they doing here? We are the Royal Bodyguards. Sorta. Temporarily. Should the worst happen, we'll protect Claudia. We swear. I may be inexperienced as a negotiator. This is, however, the proper time for me to step forward and assume my duties as heir. Morgan, please. As you wish, Your Highness. Just keep in mind who you are going out there to parley with, my princess. If anything happens, be ready to run for the gate. I understand. It seems I will be trading words with someone else now, I'm afraid I don't recognize you, though your bearing is quite noble. This is the first time we have met, sir. I am Claudia von Oslies, Princess of Liberal, granddaughter to the Queen, and newly invested heir to the throne. Forgive my impertinence, Your Highness. I am Zex Vander, Your Highness, Lieutenant General of the 3rd Division of the Imperial Army. Yes, word of your accomplishments in battle has reached even us, General Vander. Hey, is that guy famous? Yes, that's One-Eyed Zex. He's one of the best field commanders Erebonia has. If I may be so bold, Your Highness, I have actually seen pictures of you before. Have you cut your hair recently? Now that I look, your face is familiar, but... I'm impressed he actually noticed that. This is a bit embarrassing. I cut it for the investiture ceremony. Consider it a little girl's way of showing her resolve to take up a burden too heavy for her. Hardly, Princess Claudia. It looks very good on you, if I may be forward. Allow the servant of the Empire to congratulate you on becoming the heir to the throne. Thank you, General. I like Vander. I like the Vanders. Well then, what brings the Princess of Liberal here? Are you here to raise protest against us like my good colleague Morgan? No, that is not my intent. I am sure that our neighbors in Erebonia must be terrified at the moment. The darkness at night, the cold, the complete shutdown of communications. Believe me, I know how any one of these could inspire terror in people. What I ask is for you to consider your actions. Consider what would happen if your forces were to enter our country. You say that large portions of the Empire are disordered at the moment. I assure you, in every part of Liberal, it is worse. And while we no longer bear Erebonia ill will, many of our citizens are agitated and afraid. I could not bear it if the good intentions of our allies were misunderstood. But, as you can see, we are investigating these strange events as quickly as we are able. Furthermore, we have managed to suppress most of the activities of the aforementioned criminal group on our own. And so I ask, for the sake of continued friendship between Erebonia and Liberal, a relationship we value highly, give us a little more time, General. We will make this right. Pretty words, but they are, alas, sound and fury, signifying nothing. And there he is. Your Highness. I shall take the reins. You are relieved, General. I almost said his name on accident. As you wish, Your Highness. What? He can't be. You've got to be shitting me. I believe this is our first formal acquaintance, Princess Claudia. I am Oliver Rice Arner, a son of His Majesty, Emperor Eugene III. What? One of the sons of... He's an Imperial prince? Shira, did you know about this? You're kidding, right? I thought he was just some sort of agent for Imperial intelligence. Oliver Rice Arner. I recognize the name, but I don't know the man. Even though I am a prince, I am little more than a royal bastard. I rarely attend to public matters of state, so I am unsurprised you do not know my face. It does still sting a little, though, I fear. For the lovely girl who was once to be my bride to not even know my face. An arrow, my heart. What? There are no other words. I see. That's what Colonel Richard had in mind a while back. I am sorry. I was unaware. Allow me to apologize for the slight against you. Well, I do understand it was conducted without the Queen's consent. That sort of slight we can overlook. But this? No, Erebonia cannot overlook this. Oh. My enchanting princess. Are you aware, I wonder, of a little rumor making its rounds across our great empire? He looks evil in this, and I don't like that. His character portrait is evil right now, and that's not okay. I don't believe I am. Allow me to tell you then. Rumor has it that immense structure in the distance is Liberal's new weapon. What? Liberal has developed a groundbreaking new weapon that allows them to stop orbital energy. They intend to use it to make us pay for the war 10 years ago. It is a rumor which finds fertile ground in the ears of our citizens and leadership. It can't be. That's absolutely untrue. We would never... Then you can prove it, yes? Prove that it is a misunderstanding? If you cannot, then we must act upon the evidence of our senses. Indeed, if the rumors are true, this is a monstrous betrayal of all civilization. Using the pact to hide your intentions? What choice would we have, then, but to be defenders of the free world? Oh no. Okay, what in the hell is this, Olivia? Stell? Stell? I can't just stand here listening to you blather on as you please. Olivia, you know damn well just what's going on here. Why are you being such a jerk? Estelle, wait. Have we met? You seem to know me, even if you did not get the name quite right. Did we meet at a party once? Huh? No, you lack the refinement of nobility. Yes, no matter how I look at you, you must be nothing more than a commoner. So, who are you? Okay, is he playing, or did he lose his memories? Because I might cry. Okay, fine then. You want to play dumb no matter what? You aren't the only one who can bust out a surprise. Oh? My name is Estelle Bright. I am a B-rank bracer of the Bracer Guild of Liberal. In accordance with the laws of the guild, I am involving myself in this dispute as a neutral arbitrator. Ah, I see. You're a bracer. B-rank. That would make you a veteran bracer who could be trusted with an arbitration of the scope, but... Trying to say you can't trust a bracer's word, Prince Olivert, not Princess. Not at all. Forgive me. So what do you intend to do about our little situation, neutral arbitrator? From the evidence, I judge that Erebonia's claim is false. The floating city is not a Liberalian weapon. I swear it on the honor of the Bracer Guild's supporting gauntlet. Oh, on the honor of the guild's emblem itself. A bold statement. Certainly, a statement from the Bracer Guild holds enough weight that it cannot be ignored outright. However, I suppose I shall pose the same question to you then, Miss Bright. What is your evidence of this claim? Evidence? What we've seen for ourselves. The group which made the floating city appear is the Criminal Society of Ouroboros, which is still operating in Liberal. We of the Guild have been cooperating with the Royal Army to try and put a stop to the Society's operations. Heck, if you like, we can have records of everything forwarded to the Imperial government. That would certainly satisfy our need for evidence against the borough's possible malfeasance. However, you have, I think, missed a key point, Miss Bright. Huh? Assuming, then, that the perpetrators are this Society of Ouroboros, are Liberal and the Guild capable of putting a stop to this crisis? Well, If you do not, then the Empire will not sit here wringing its hands. The weaponry we have brought, including the cannons of our tanks, all use gunpowder. Would that not be perfect for laying siege to and destroying this little rogue city of yours? You've got to be joking. What'll cannons do against something that big? You never know until you try, Miss Bright. Regardless, I can say one thing for sure. You do not have the ability to put a stop to our goodwill, or our need to defend ourselves. Well then, Prince Olivert, would action satisfy? If we can prove that we can, even in these circumstances, do something about that city, would you give us the time to do so? Well, I suppose that for some time at least, civility would force our hand, My prince? Calm down, General. Consider it the bare minimum of courtesy to a minor power we have a pact with. This assumes they can even prove anything. As you wish. So then, if you can show me you have some hope of stopping all this, our forces will withdraw. On the crest of the Golden Stallion and my name as a member of the Arner family, I swear it. Good. That came through loud and clear. What? That voice. Is that... Yes, no doubt about it. Now you're really kidding me. Dad. How did they... It's flying. This is our proof, men of Erebonia. Feel free to feast your eyes upon it. Dad! Cassius Bright? It's been a while, Zex. They finally gave you a second star, I see. That's beside the point. Why are you here? And what is that ship? How is it capable of flying? That, unfortunately, is a national secret. Rather like those steam tanks of yours, I would say. So this is the Arce, is it? And you must be the famed Cassius Bright. I believe this is the first time we have had an audience, Your Highness. Strange, though. I feel as if we've met somewhere before. How curious, General Bright. I was just thinking the same thing. How very curious. Isn't it, though? My prince! Miss Bright, Princess Claudia. I am a proud member of the Erebonian Imperial family. I will keep my word. General, have all our forces withdraw from this area immediately. Really, eh? You have our gratitude, Prince Olivert. Still, though, my dear citizens will doubtlessly not be satisfied with mere possibility being presented to them. Perhaps I could board the Arce and observe for myself? Prince Olivert? A good idea. I'm sure everyone in the Imperial government would be satisfied with the prince as a witness. Princess Claudia, shall we? Of course, I see no reason to object. I am sure this will only further strengthen the bond of friendship between Erebonia and Liberal. Welcome aboard, Prince Olivert. Prince Olivert, what have you done? You finally stride onto the public stage for the first time in ages, and you engage in this charade? I suppose we were too transparent at the end, Transparent like air? To think that a prince of the Empire would plan something like this in Liberal. Mueller, how could you let this happen? Forgive me, Uncle, but do you really think this idiot would listen even if I asked him to stop? Well, besides, there are elements of this which do not sit easily on my conscience. I learned all about the truth behind Hamel during this mess. So you did know. How could he not know? Even back then, he was a critical part of the military chain of command. My shame is... No, Zex, I do not blame you. It was a subsection of the Warhawks. I know you had nothing to do with it. A scandal so vile that information about it had to be tightly controlled. I do not agree with the logic, but I understand it. Seal up that which stinks and bury it forever. Those who rule remain in power, unblemished. However, I cannot allow the same trick to be played twice. Zex, you realized it yourself, I'm sure. The incredibly fortuitous addition of these steam tanks to our arsenal, the convenient orders to sortie. Every bit of it has the fingerprints of the Blood and Iron Chancellor himself, Gileath Osborne. What are... He's in contact with Ouroboros. I no longer doubt it. And personally, I find the idea of a Chancellor whose first loyalty is not to the Empire, rather repugnant. Don't you? My prince, you can't possibly... But I do indeed. The former military man who has become the Empire's central politician after rising to prominence 10 years ago? The cold-blooded yet bold reformer who laid rails throughout the Empire and has annexed many of our neighbors through force of arms? I have decided to slay the beloved monster which has made its nest in our empire. You may call all of this my declaration of war. Unbelievable. My prince, do you even realize what you are attempting to accomplish? I like to tell myself I do, at least. He is not only politically strong, but he has de facto control of easily 7/10 of the military. Putting aside neutral people like yourself, all who stand against him are the nation's feudal lords, and their influence weakens by the day. Worse still, my father's trust in him is nearly absolute. The very picture of a monster, I would say. And why even... Is it not obvious? Because the way he acts is not beautiful. What? My eyes were opened as I traveled the Burl. People and countries are at their greatest when they are proud of themselves. And I wish for my people, my fatherland, to feel the same pride. To be proud of accomplishments, not conquests. I hope you can understand, Zex. My prince, you've become quite a man. As they say, only an unwashed pot will boil. It's been 7 years since you took me under your wing to teach me what you knew, Zex. I simply learned to apply what you taught when you weren't looking. Indeed. Very well, I will pull my forces back. I must remind you, however, that the third division was merely the vanguard. Osborne is mustering another 10 divisions in the capital. 3 days, and then they march. That's your deadline. Yes, we'll act with all haste, Zex. Mueller, you're going with Prince Olivert, I take it? If things go poorly, bring him back, even if you have to drag him by his collar. He's done that before. I imagine I'll have to do so either way. Yeah, probably. Would not be the first time. Men, fall out. We're withdrawing to Parm. There we will await new orders. Yes, sir. And so, we managed to buy ourselves a little bit of time at least. Really though, no one trusts me, it seems. My lamentations truly are ceaseless. Of course they don't, you nitwit. Even I didn't think you had something like this in you. As they say, if you're going to play your cards, throw in all your chips. Besides, you certainly did a good job in arranging all the pieces. You could say we are partners in crime, confederates of love, bees of the flower who have shared the sweetest honey. I am armed, Olivert. Olivier! Still, brilliantly done. Brilliantly done my entire butt! Would you please explain what in the hell is going on? Why, it's exactly as it looks. There was something rotten in the state of Erebonia. I simply dragged it up onto the stage. The stage. And the rest of us couldn't get a peek at the script? As they truly say, if you wish to deceive your foes, deceive your friends. Having the Arcé show up after you negotiate us into a corner, that was the plan Cassius Bright and I came up with. Dad and Olivier. I should have known. Once Dad showed up, I thought that might be it. That was the idea, at least. And here comes the deceitful jerk number 2. That's a little cruel, don't you think? I was listening in by phone. You handled those negotiations expertly. Thanks to you, the arrival of the Arcé had all the impact it needed. Listening in by... what? Of course, that artifact of yours. My dear Shira, no more of that, please. It would be a little problematic if he heard about... A little too late on that score, Prince. Kevin! Kevin's here too, and Julia as well. Your Highness, I heard about the attack on the capital. I am very glad to see you were safe. I'm sorry, Julia. I can only imagine how worried you must have been. Well, part of it's my fault. If I'd finished the Arcé's upgrades, we could have come by to help out ourselves. Unfortunately, Zero Field reinforcing the most advanced airship in the world took quite a while, if you can believe it. Still, glad to see everyone safe. Yeah, hang on. How is the Arcé flying? You made a Zero Field generator big enough for the entire ship? Yes, indeed. The ones I gave you were prototypes I'd whipped up to help design a larger scale version. I've been locked up in the Arcé ever since you left, and now it's finally ready. I see. So, in other words, every last bit of this was set up by Dad. Come now, don't say it like I'm a criminal. I simply did what I could to make it easy for you to act. You did this because you wanted to, yes? Well, technically, I guess, but... Oh, I don't quite get why you're here though, Kevin. Ah, right. Well, I was at the cathedral. While I was at the cathedral, word came in from the Grausritter higher-ups. They've been hitting the books. I think I've got a good picture on what kind of thing the Oriole is, and how to end this mess. And once I told Cassius about this, I got hogtied and brought out here. Whoa, what? What the Oriole is? Yeah, so, first of all, the Oriole isn't that floating city itself, really. We think it's an artifact within the city that provides the whole thing with orbital power and helps control the flow of it. Gospels are basically like distribution thingies for it. An ancient power source for a city. But then, why is it causing all our ordnance to shut down? Now we're getting into guesswork, but a couple of really old legends talk about the Oriole striking down threats to the Chosen, meaning all our modern ordnance are being seen by it as threats to the Chosen, disabling any possible threat in its area of influence. It's a defense mechanism, essentially. It seems extremely likely. And really, this gives us a ray of hope. Doing something about the entire city would be difficult at best due to its sheer size. But if we can find the actual Oriole somewhere within the city, we may be able to find a way to deal with it. I see. That is an idea. That does sound like a plan, at least. Yes, it seems as though our final goal is well set for us. We should board the Arcee and make our way to the Flying City with all haste. The decision to use the Arcee must come from the royal family. Princess, shall we? You don't need to ask. Captain Schwartz, prepare the Arcee for launch. We are heading for the Flying City above Valeria Lake. At once, Your Highness. I love Julia. And the Professor, and Kevin, and Mueller, and Olivia, and everybody. I love all these characters. And my bracer friends. Please, everyone, lend your aid to Liberal in our hour of need. This mission will likely be the last one of this crisis. Well? Saying that like it's even a question if we'll go. This is something we should leave up to our leader. Leader? Estelle. We mean you, of course. What? Why so shocked, Estelle? We all do have our own stake in this, yes. But one way or another, we've just been tagging along on this wild ride of yours. So in that sense, Estelle, you're definitely our leader. Still not quite ready for it? No, she is. No matter how grim it gets, Estelle never loses hope. That light is always there to guide me, to guide us. That's why only Estelle could ever be our leader. Joshua, not helping! Estelle, your face is red as a beet. Okay, I get it. Chloe, the Guild accepts your mission. We'll find the Oriole on the Flying City and save Liberal. Thank you. Good, that's finally settled. Now I can get back to headquarters. You're leaving? Dad, you're not coming with us? I'm afraid I can't. They may have retreated for now, and I trust Zex to keep his word, but we can't ignore the larger Erebonian threat. It's not just Haken Gate. They could use non-orbital powered vessels to invade by sea. I also wouldn't be surprised if the Society attempts another raid on Grand Cell. I can't leave the Royal Army with all of this going on. Yeah, I get it. I'll do my best. With Joshua. With everyone. So Dad, try not to kill yourself with work, okay? It will be a struggle, but don't worry. And Joshua, let me give this to you. A letter? Call it a father's heart. It's between men, so it might be a little shocking for Estelle. Gentle reminder that I'm right here and still have my staff. I'll read it when I have time, Dad. Please do. For the love of... I seriously do not get guy stuff like this. Don't be so harsh, Estelle. I'm taking some time off once this is over. I intend to spend a lot of time at home once I can. Estelle, make sure we can all share some omelet rice then, alright? Yeah, you bet. Are you sure, Cassius? If you're that worried, you could have gone with them, you know. No, it's fine. Weissman is even more dangerous than I thought he would be. If I accompanied them, I would simply be painting a target on their heads. Yes, if you were out in the open, he'd strike at your ankle like the snake he is. The price of fame, And it is maddeningly frustrating, let me tell you. Of course, this is also what gives us a chance to strike. A game of truth and lies as the two of you try to reach the other, eh? Speaking of lies, do you think the Blood and Iron Chancellor will really hold back? As powerful as he is, he can't gainsay an oath from Prince Oliver easily. As long as we don't give them any more of an opening, I think we'll be safe. I hope so. Everything rests on the team aboard the Arcee, then. Yes. Lena, and great benevolent Adios of the sky, shine down where your children must walk, please. That beneath this enormous sky, they might find the path they seek. Oh, that's actually the end of the chapter? Okay, so we are going to end this episode right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. In the next one, we will continue on to the Oriole. Or the floating city in the sky that houses the Oriole. But I cannot believe we're this close to the end. Holy cow. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.